Our panelists are two authors who know the subject very well, and I'm going to introduce them right now. Of course, to my right, far right, I'm sure you heard of our first panelist, Pearl Jr.
Yeah.
She is an American author, activist, journalist, and producer. She is also the author of 3 books, 1 documentary, and successfully has run 4 award-winning websites. She also serves as the founder of Elba Grease Productions, which is part of our partnership tonight with KRST Unity Center, and Pearl Jr. Publications. She is also known for her work in the African American community. Of course, if you've seen Life and Times, you definitely know her work very well. There, Ukali Johnson-Redd, our esteemed author from Northern California. He's also the author of 3 books. He holds a graduate degrees in education and public administration, and is an undergraduate degree in political science and ethnic studies. And he's currently a high school administrator in the Northern California area of San Francisco and Oakland. So I'm going to let them speak about themselves, the books. Okay, so let us introduce our first panelist, which is, of course, Pearl Jr. Pearl?
Well, I like, oh, that's very sweet. Thank you. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. I'd like to start off by just saying that we have minimized too many. I always say too many because that means one is too many that's doing the wrong thing. Doesn't mean all. We have minimized our relationships to the point of thinking that they're not as important as they are. Our relationships is the basic foundation of civilization. Any civilization is built off of the family, and anything from there, a weak foundation, anything sitting on that is flimsy and it's easy to fall. So we have to build our relationships. It's one of the most important things that we can do. Committed people, they own more property. Married people, they live longer, they're healthier, they raise better children. A black married couple makes about the same as a white married couple. So our relationships are of utmost importance because you have 2 people that are taking the job that one of us are usually doing. So if we had 2 people living in the same household, sharing the responsibilities, boy, we can thrive because we are born the most talented people in the world. And I don't think anybody would ever say that's not true. We are born the most talented people in the world.
Good. Very good.
The only way I can answer you is come back with poetry. And so I'm going to just do 2 quick poems for you to give you an idea of who I am and where I'm coming from. The first one is called Black Woman Dear. And I see a lot of sisters here, so it's all for you. Black woman dear, please have no fear. Through good and bad, I'll always be near. Sister, get this clear. I'll always be near. I'll always be near, black woman dear. You're my mother. You're my sister or my cousin. My love is overflowing. In the inner city where we need more love, even in the suburbs, let peace and love shine down. Look and feel me in your front, but I got your back, black woman, like that. Please, my sister, you have nothing to fear. Smart and beautiful, black woman dear. You are my love, you are my queen. Love you more than beer, black woman dear. Us together, let that vision be clear. You are my priority, black woman dear. I love it best when you are near. I give you my heart, black woman dear. Keep me close, keep me near. I love you, black woman dear. I'm coming to you from the heart, but they're in Loving Black Women. This next piece is called Relationships, because we know that our sisters and brothers need better relationships. When a sister shows she's down for you, you better know what to do. Respect her and treat her right. Show your sensitive side and flow with her tide. Build it up, but very slowly. When the time is right, step to her boldly. Loving a sister is very complicated. When the time is right, you must be dedicated. Lay your cards on her table. She will tell you if she's able. No fuss, no rush. Make a sister blush. Love her if you can, or if she says you must. Emotions are serious, with lust you only play. A relationship cannot be made in a day. Take it easy, grow tender, love, to make it fly like a peaceful dove. If love is right, you will know love will fit like a hand in glove. Thank you. I'm coming to you from San Francisco Bay Area. I was in San Francisco, my hometown, on Thursday when we had an interview on the air. And you know, the Bay Area is a nice place, but we have some bad relationships right now. And we're seeing the fruit of the bad relationships between the brothers and the sisters, and between the brothers and the brothers. And while I was making a statement Thursday night about the 4 African Americans who have been shot in San Francisco over that past weekend, find out that 7 were shot in Oakland, and a number died. So we have the relationships that are failing between the brothers and the brothers, and then we have the relationship between the brothers and the sisters that needs strengthening. And so I'm here to add my voice to calls to say we got to step up and make sure that we respect each other and that we find peaceful ways to resolve our issues so it doesn't end up in the kind of bloodshed we're seeing, so that we can improve ourselves and be better for the future.
Okay, so the first question I'd like to ask you too is, what have your experiences in writing your books shown you about the state of black male-female relationships today? Is this a state that's easily solved, or is it something that's irreversible because the emotional wounds are too deep? Pearl, let's start off with you.
Nothing is irreversible as long as you're walking, talking, and breathing. And even if you aren't walking and talking, but as long as you're breathing, there is still a chance to make wonderful. Okay. Definitely we need to read more, for sure. We have to have more confidence in books. I'm a statistic junkie. I love information. I love to know what's going on, what has happened, where are the trends going, where is the upward, where is the downward. And right now a lot of black-owned bookstores across the country have had to close in the last 10 to 15 years because they told us in Menace to Society and dead presidents that the black activists, shut up man, be quiet, nobody want to hear that pro-black stuff. And you know, and it was, that's what I mean by being suspicious. Right. Why was that line in that movie? Exactly. You see, these movies are meticulously made, they are created, they are gone over, they are pontificated 50 million times back and forth, and we have to know that what's on the TV screen and what's in the on the radio has been premeditated, it has been driven, and it has been chosen. Right. Exactly. You want to talk about censorship? How about censoring the good black folks that got something to say? We the ones that's been censored. We're trying to shut them up because they done caused enough damage. So I agree with you. We need to start reading a lot more, and of course we can fix our situation.
I do want to ask Pearl though, and Larry, you two mentioned about reading. Now, we know in our craft as authors, it's not what we read, but what we write that determines whether or not it's accessible to the young people. And of course, urban literature is one of the biggest selling genres of the past 5 years. And of course, the way that men and women have treated each other in those books are far different than what we're saying tonight. So what do you say about that type of literature, and what we have to do to change the mindset of those people that we write, read, market those books in order for us to go further? Right. Okay, Larry?
Yeah, we've noticed that the chick lit and the gangster lit is there, but I think people need to make a conscious choice about what they're going to have the children read. And so I would say, you know, go through my book if you're going to, because the children can read spoken word, but you want to look at it first. And you should use that rule with any book you give to your children or to your family. To have the adults look at it and read it first and make sure it's okay. And I think a lot of the chick lit books and gangster lit books won't pass that test, okay? Because if you know, we don't really want to encourage edgy behavior, and we don't want our sisters to judge brothers in terms of whether they're edgy or not, or whether they're leaning toward being gangsters or not, because that might tend to bring out the worst in the brother. And we don't want to bring out the worst in any more of our brothers. We want to try to bring out the best in them. And so, you know, with all due respect, I would just say that the parents should definitely read through the book first before letting the children read it, so that we can make sure it passes the test of relevance.
Okay, that's good. So that leads into my second question. Now, we talked about what's wrong with the media. But my second question to you, and we're going to start with you, Larry, is that how can we use the media to promote, to our advantage, to promote happy and healthy relationships between black men and women? And again, Larry, let you start off first.
Okay, you know, there are a lot of good things going on the internet in terms of SOA, Sons of Africa, in terms of the African politics and the Afrocentric world. There are a number of very good discussion sites on the internet that we can utilize to our advantage. And then there's also the thought that books like these need to be put on audio, you know, made available in an audio way, so that people who don't read, and because we're going to always have to address that, could listen and get an audio version of the book, so they can listen to it while they're in the traffic jam or on the way to work. So we have, as authors, have to find new ways to utilize existing media to get to our population, to get to our readers. And I do have an audio book that's coming out, and it's meant to grab those who won't take the time to read. But yeah, so we have a continual challenge.
Positive media, of course, the internet, they can't stop that. They're trying to figure out with net neutrality, they trying to figure it out. Oh man, black folks is communicating, you know, they're doing it, they're talking to each other. And I'm so proud of black people, because we are talking to each other on the internet. We are spreading around information. I feel a renaissance coming, you know, because since the 60s, we haven't been able to communicate unless it was in our own little communities or our own little neighborhoods. We didn't have, after Malcolm them blew them up on the airwaves, they kind of like banned, you know, positive black people, just a little sprinkle here, a little sprinkle there, to let them know, no, we're fair, but no, they're not. And I'm on conservative talk radio, and they let me on there, woo woo, you know. You know, they let me on conservative talk radio. And the reason is because I don't spend a lot of time hating them. I spend more time loving us. You see, there's a difference. There's a difference in your motive in loving us than spending so much time hating others, you see? Because when you loving us, you building us up, and you putting them in check, you see? And so we have to take advantage of the media, because the media, if you say something once and 1,000 people hear you, 1,000,000 people hear you, woo! That's more powerful than the President of the USA. Because he could not get a message across, guess what? Unless he got some media, right? So we have to know that media is where we concentrate it. Don't think that all the black leaders are just media hogs, or they just want to be in the front of the camera. But if ABC comes and talks to you, you want to say that because you know ABC is going to shoot it out to a whole bunch of folks. So we have to utilize the media in a very positive way. And right now, they're looking for the new Negro it thing, okay? Because hip hop is not selling, okay? Because, that's right, because we have done a movement, an underground movement, in which we said no more of that, no more calling me a bitch. Right. When Don Amos came out, and he wasn't the only one, but I'm glad the brothers, because I was calling them out on the internet, y'all supposed to be providing and protecting us. You're not doing your job. You know, and some got mad at me, but others, they stepped up to the plate and he said, you know what, we're going to stand up for our sisters. And I'm so proud of them for standing up when Don Amos called them innocent black girls playing in a tournament championship game at a respectable college, nappy-headed hoes. Have we forgot that it wasn't that long ago that white men were able to rape us with no punishment? And kill each other, kill us with no punishment. So that's why we had to stand up. So now the ball is rolling, and they looking for the new Negro thing. And we got to remember, as long as we don't put money in the old Negro degradation money, we don't put no more money in that pot, they gonna have to come to the positive pot. They gonna have to, because they know we got money and we spend it too. That's right. So positive media, I'm down for that.